All right, so some of you are wondering why this is playing this morning, because you are in the presence at 9:01 a.m. of the back-to-back Hot Springs Village Razorback Club champions. Tommy, it was more difficult this time. Again, the first one's not easy, but the second one to repeat is always more difficult. But we did it. We used 2 of my shots this year, and I can't say that about last year.
Well, that's just true. I mean, you were even closest to the pin on
the pin
on a par 3, which I would have lost that bet, but
I think a lot of people would have.
But yeah, we don't need to shout it too loud that we played well. Now, what we really did is we recruited well for the team.
Yes,
that's what we did more than anything.
Shout out Brad, Cody, Jordan, the real lifters of this team yesterday. They lifted us up.
The lifters?
The heavy lifters.
Ringers. That's what you call them.
The ringers. The heavy lifters of the team yesterday. We're glad you're here on a Too Stupid Thursday. Maybe it's stupid that we started out with that. Maybe it was glad we did. I don't know. I just wanted to start there.
I just know we were playing really well till you joined in after the show, and then things went. We hadn't made any pars. We were 8 under after 7 holes. And then you joined in, and we started making pars. We had to overcome that. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, and then the morale picked back up, and we were all good. Yeah. So we got it done. Happy to be here on a Too Stupid Thursday. Sam Pittman spoke. SEC teleconference yesterday. Also was on Chuck and Bo. There's still some clips I want to get into. He updated on Taylon Green. Travis Williams appeared on Chuck and Bo this morning. He's just fun to listen to. He's going to be a head coach someday. We'll get into some of what he had to say as well, plus a few other things as we roll along here the next 2 hours.
It is 9:03 and didn't eat breakfast, already hungry this morning. You ever get there? It's like 9 o'clock. Now I'm locked into 11. Can't eat. You guys ever get there?
I've conditioned my body where I don't.
Oh, listen to you.
I don't need food for 2 hours during the morning. I know coffee.
Big C's a common man. He gets hungry just like me, don't you, Big C?
Yeah, I can eat anytime, any place.
Yeah, hunger has nothing to do with eating, Ty. I mean, I don't know what world you come from. But, hey, Art's Barbecue and Burgers, they're on Rogers Avenue. They're ready to go at lunch today. They'll be open at 11 o'clock. Plus, I know the Hogs don't play this weekend, but any other time you can get to Art's for football, watch the game there. They always have that smoked queso. I wonder if they got that this weekend. This would be a good weekend to get a big to-go. I would want a vat of it. Just I don't want an aluminum pan. Bring me a vat of that smoked queso. They chop up brisket, put in it, the tomatoes, all that stuff. It looks really good. Comes right off the smoker. They've got that for football season as well. Tender brisket. I'm telling you, their baby back ribs are the best in town. No one does better baby back ribs, better pulled pork, and they got that sauce that's just unique and different at Art's Barbecue. One of our favorite places to eat. Art's Barbecue and Burgers, Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
Before we get into our opening drive, I just want to say thank you for this. This is the first lawn sleeve that I've worn since April. It's October the 10th. I would have thought I would have put this on earlier, but you got us some new sweater. Where did you get these, by the way? These are like
those at Golf USA and Fayetteville.
You feel like a cloud, where it's like a cloud, but it's like
a Nike fleece pullover.
It's a warm cloud this morning. But thank you for that. We all, as soon as you gave them to us, I think we all threw them on this morning. So thank you for that. All right, let's get into it.
Well, we're hoping that he'll be ready for LSU. We're also hoping that he'll be ready by next week to practice. Those are still up in the air just a little bit, but we feel confident that we can have him back. It's just we're not positive that will happen.
Dillard, running jumper.
High fly ball, deep left field. Back goes Melendez. Forget about it. It's gone.
It's the greatest thing ever. You may talk about the cocktail party, the Iron Bowl. It is nothing like
I like
this
where this is
game.
going.
I resent any of those accusations because they're patently false.
This is the opening drive presented by First Financial Mortgage in Fort Smith.
So last clip real quick. We won't spend too much time on this, but is it stupid for me to think that Aaron Rodgers did, in fact, get Robert Saleh, the Jets head coach, fired? That was him on Pat McAfee yesterday, where he took that accusation and cast it aside and said, that's not me. Is it stupid for me to believe that he's the one, the architect, and what led to Robert Saleh's dismissal in New York in the middle?
I can't imagine the general manager, the ownership of the team, however that goes. I don't know if they don't make a change like this unless it's an ongoing conversation. This has not been, they didn't just decide after the loss in London, hey, as soon as we park the plane at the gate, we're making, that I don't think these are knee-jerk rash decisions. These are things that build up. You see them in camp. You see something about the preparation. You see something about the disconnect between players and the coach and their conversations, communication, and relationships. So I would imagine Aaron Rodgers has been part of those conversations for weeks or months. It didn't just happen in hours.
Is there anything to the idea that as likable as he used to be, he's now the least likable player in the night? And this is from a Packers fan that watched him win the Super Bowl and I think I was a senior in high school, if I remember that right. And now he's
2012, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's not liked, Tommy. 22, yeah, so I would have been, I guess, a junior. He's gone. I've never seen a player that's gone from where he was to now where he is in the National Football
Because
League.
he's weird.
His own father doesn't like him.
He doesn't get along with his family, or his brother either. I mean, but he's a weird guy. I mean, he does strange things that some would say are eclectic, but they're just weird.
Mm-hmm.
You don't go live in a dark cave for 3 days to reset your biometric rhythms or whatever the hell he does. He just does weird stuff. He dates hot girls while he does it, but he does weird stuff.
Except for the blue girl. What's that? What was that gal's name? Christian? Amber Blue? Some
he did
Island of the Blue.
What was the weird deal he did with his Achilles? I mean, sometimes things work, but I mean, dude is just he just kind of lives on the fringe of what we call as normal. So I don't know that he's disliked. He's just viewed as weird.
I think he's gone to that category where he's not liked as much anymore. I just think he's gone so far from where he was to where he is.
Hated player. He's not the most hated player.
Well, I think he's like, you think about how there's nothing wrong with being opinionated. I don't want to touch into that. I just think you've rarely seen a player go as far as he has when it comes to Aaron Rodgers, when it comes to that discussion. So are we going to hear, you heard that Pittman soundbite yesterday on Chuck and Bo. Are we going to hear anything he upped in? I'll get to what he said in the SEC teleconference yesterday. Is Taylor Green just going to be listed questionable next Wednesday on the SEC report?
I don't know.
Like that?
I don't know. I
just think it should be a game time decision, or at least listed as that.
I mean, to suggest he would be, I don't think it's crazy. But next time we hear from Sam Pittman will be on Monday, and practice is limited this week. He's not practicing. They need to get him back to where Taylor's practicing next week with the team. I don't know that we're going to get much information on Monday about where they're at with Taylor Green because they won't have had as many workouts.
Here's what he said on the teleconference yesterday.
We don't think it's MCL now, more of a bone bruise, very, very sore on him. So hopefully he'll be back by LSU. It'll kind of be day to day right now, but our diagnosis was there was not any ligament damage,
which is a good sign, right?
And he's going to play.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
2 weeks to get over a bone bruise. Yeah.
I hope you're right.
Getting that up. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, question is, can he practice
here? And you kind of lead me in my question. Let's say it doesn't go well in these 2 weeks, and for whatever reason he can't play. Can you beat LSU without Taylor Green?
Sure, you can.
What's the formula for that?
Well, I think Singleton getting 2 weeks to prepare, but obviously a lot of Andrew Armstrong and a lot of running the football. So yeah, I mean, I don't think you could. I mean, what's led this team to victories already?
If that defense,
that was my point. Defense. So Taylor Green's got nothing to do with the defense other than trying to keep them off the field while you sustain drives. So yeah, your question was, can you beat LSU? Absolutely, because I believe this defense is still going to be really good. Special teams has been good enough. And if that offensive line has some confidence and if they have the same or equal performance in protecting Singleton, yeah, you could win with that, Green. 100%.
All right, that is your opening drive this morning, brought to you by our friends at First Financial Mortgage. I was actually texting Ethan before we came on the show, whether it's Ethan, Emily, their entire team, they can help you from start to finish with the mortgage process. Ethan has over 10 years of experience, and First Financial has over 90 years of mortgage experience. They have a 4.9 out of 5 on Google right now. Ethan's the best lender in town, might be the best golfer too. So if you're in the market for buying a house, refinancing, or just have questions, give them a call, 479-782-9300, or go online to ffb1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender. Now, you mentioned Travis Williams in that defense. Travis was real quick this morning to give credit to his players. Here's what he said on the Chuck and Bo Show.
The first thing before the calls and the plays, like, man, it's the players playing hard. Like, always challenging when other teams watch our defense. You know, you want them to say, man, golly, they play hard. You know, the calls are the calls, but the calls ain't worth the crap if the player's not playing hard. So we start off with that, just being violent on defense, getting to the ball like our hair is on fire, getting the ball with bad intentions. So it started with just the way we approach the game, getting to the ball.
So one of the things that we've looked at with, you wondered about the linebacker position heading into this season, and they brought in some guys like Steven Dix. They brought in Larry Worth. I know Switzer's played a combination of that and some defensive back, the hog position or whatever. They mixed up some guys. Tommy, I've been thoroughly impressed, not just with Xavier Sori and Brad Spence, who more often than not have started, but the rest of that core, which is, of course, his position. It's probably what I've been most impressed with about this defense, because I thought the defensive line was going to be good, but that linebacker group has really picked it up through 6 games.
Well, I agree. I think they've been the strength of the defense. I don't think we're breaking news there, but the way that they were able to pressure and get to the Tennessee quarterback and flush Nico out of the pocket some last week, make him throw on the run at times, that was impressive considering they spent a lot of time in 3-man front. I mean, they had 3 down linemen a lot and still got there. So, this defense is made strides, and they've really not had a week where you say, man, they took a real step back, and I've been thoroughly impressed with how this defense has grown week over week.
And there's a case to be made. Now, we don't have a full 12-game sample size, but you could argue the defense is just as good as last year, if not better. Again, you've got some tough games down the stretch. We know that here in Fayetteville and even on the road at Missouri. I know they're not necessarily as potent as they were last year, but that's still not going to be an easy game. I've been thoroughly encouraged by a bunch of things I've seen this season. That is it. One of the questions I asked Christian in our audience yesterday that you didn't get a chance to answer because you were golfing was, technically we're at semester, right? Think of this as a semester. You're 6 games in. What would you grade this football team at semester?
Grade them against my preseason expectations or grade them against
I just say
the
grade
curve,
them. The curve?
The curve would be.
The curve is your preseason expectations?
No, I mean, grade them how? On a 0 to 100? Or grade
just
them against my expectations?
A, B, C, D. Well, what would you grade them on?
I just ask you, how because if you're grading them there, they're a B minus C plus.
That's what we kind of.
I mean, they're not.
They're not,
but against my expectations preseason, they're probably an A minus, A plus.
It was so great,
or at least a solid A, because right now they have, in many ways, exceeded my expectations. Now that doesn't make them an A student, but against what I thought they would be, the median of my expectations, they've exceeded that slightly this year so far.
You think about when you were in high school or middle school or college and the teacher said everyone got bad grades, and it's like, all right, we're grading on a curve, and that means they took the highest score and then they reset the count or whatever what that was. That was great back in the day. And I think what you're saying
There's always somebody in my class making a 98.
And that screwed it up for everyone. But what you're saying, I think it's fair. It's like I was honest. I thought they'd be 3-3 at this point of the season. They're 4-2. So I gave them
they've exceeded your expectations.
They've exceeded my expectations at this point. And now
but they're not a top 25 team.
No, and anyone.
So you can't give them an A or probably even a high B when you're not a top 25 team.
And I think I settled on a B yesterday. And Christian, I think you said C plus or
B minus.
B minus if I remember that correctly. So when you look at the remaining 6 games and where they are on a Too Stupid Thursday, is it stupid to think that they can finish with 8 wins?
No.
So winning 4 of the last 6. Well, hang on. Mississippi State and Louisiana Tech, if they're anywhere near as good as you think there's half of what you're asking for.
Yeah.
Can you beat LSU at home? Can you beat Ole Miss at home? I think this week, if Ole Miss loses and gets pummeled, you wonder how the rest of their season is going to go, because they are out of consideration for the 12-team playoff.
You've got to beat LSU or Ole Miss. One of those two for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think, and that's an interesting point. I was discussing with someone about like the back and forth between LSU and Ole Miss this weekend is who do you want to win? What team do you want coming into Fayetteville? Do you want an LSU team that's competent, or do you want them maybe coming off a loss or whatever? I'm still on the idea that I'd rather see them win this weekend because I don't want them to be ticked off heading to Fayetteville next weekend.
I think when you're speaking of LSU, I agree. You want LSU to hear about how good they are for a week.
Yeah.
I think Chuck said that this morning, but I agree with that, and I'd have said the same thing. But I think in order to get to 8, the cleanest, smoothest, obvious path is you got to beat LSU and Ole Miss and Mississippi State and Louisiana Tech because the
Which
least
would be a 5-game win streak.
no,
When
he's got Texas
Tech
before that.
sandwich, yes, Tech sandwich in between Texas.
Because
and
who's
Missouri.
least likely to beat? Well, right now you'd have to say Texas. They're number 1 in the country, right? Out of the remaining 6, I mean, that's easy. And then on the road to Missouri, I know they got beat last week, but I mean, seriously, that's probably your second hardest game.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's on the road.
Ryan
So, I mean, the path to 8 is beating LSU and Ole Miss.
Ryan in Prairie Grove says, I've talked myself into 7 wins now. I think they'll get Louisiana Tech and Missouri too. Louisiana Tech,
Said they'll get
Mississippi
State, Tech, and Missouri.
Sorry, I think he worded it out. Josefa texted in, I don't think they're a top 25 team, but I think they're good than more than half of the top 25 teams. They haven't done enough from a resume standpoint to warrant a top 25. If you beat LSU next weekend, you will be in the top 25.
They got 2 losses.
Mm-hmm. And you've cited Michigan's the only team, right, with 2 losses in the top 25. I think you've said that this week.
This LSU game is big.
All you got to do is read the poll, but yeah.
For confidence.
They're the only team that has.
Yeah.
So that's why in Arkansas, they just hate Arkansas. Why did they leave them out of the poll? Well, because you got 2 losses.
Yeah.
Simple. You beat Oklahoma State like you should, you'd be 19th, 20th, 21. I don't know where you'd be, but you'd be, if you had 1 loss right now, you'd be in the poll. Your record would put you in a position. There's too many 1-loss teams right now.
Let me come from the pessimistic standpoint real quick. Tennessee, one of the talking points we had last week is Tennessee really hasn't played anybody. Oklahoma, though they might compete against Texas this weekend, hasn't looked great. North Carolina State got drubbed by Tennessee earlier this year. So I think the flip side argument was, even though Tennessee was number 4 in the country, are they really that good? We're not going to find out this weekend when they play Florida. We'll find out next weekend when they play Alabama at home. But I think that's that argument.
Find out this week.
That argument has been presented to me. It's like, well, is Tennessee really that good? Had they really played anyone?
Well, like I said, Chattanooga, NC State, Kent State, Oklahoma.
They're good.
They're good. I mean, you say you won't get your answer this week. Well, you might. If they lose to Florida, there's your answer.
Bruce he's scared about that Florida.
Well, I mean,
game.
they've lost like 13 out of the last 14, Tennessee has not routinely beat Florida. This is not. I mean, if you think this is a cakewalk,
and they did lose last year. That was a weird
I hope
game.
Tennessee kind of wins though.
Oh yeah, you want Tennessee. You want
makes you look
Tennessee.
better.
You want Tennessee to win every game the rest of the way because that win looks. It's the opposite effect of Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State has lost every Big 12 game they played thus far this season. That's why that loss looks that much worse.
They got the next 4 games at home. Tennessee does.
That's why this Arkansas game was so important for them because you win that game and you set yourself up. Unfortunately for them, not for us, for them, they lost and they've got some tough games, including Georgia coming up.
They win them all. I hope they beat every one of them. So that would bode well for the Razorbacks if they could. Hey, if you're thinking about staying in Northwest Arkansas anytime soon, the Inn at the Mill is the place we go, whether it's a holiday trip up for some shopping here in a month and a half, or whether you're planning a trip for the LSU game, or maybe you're thinking about the basketball games that are coming up. They can take care of you at the Inn at the Mill. Big oversized suites, spacious rooms, great breakfast to start today. But the thing I like more than anything is the friendly staff that always is there to take care of everything. From the moment you call to make your reservation, you'll never get stuck in the phone tree. 479-443-1800. 443-1800. It's conveniently located just off the Johnson exit. Go online at inatthemill.com.
So one of the clips you heard in our opening drive was Texas Athletics Director Chris Del Conte talking about what he thinks is now the best rivalry in the SEC with Texas and Oklahoma. It happens in Dallas in 2 days. It is a good rivalry game, but is it the best in the Southeastern Conference with no Arkansas game this weekend? I know that your biggest rival is the Texas Longhorns. I think it's clearly number 2 LSU. But what do you think the best rivalry in the Southeastern Conference is outside of our state? Like when you tune in for a good conference football game, which one do you look forward to every year? We'll answer that question as we continue on a Too Stupid Thursday.
You know, we have really had a warm autumn so far. Been warm during the days, upper 80s, 90 degrees, into the 90s on the weekends. Still makes me want to, get out and have something cold and delicious and sweet to eat. And that's why we always go to Andy's Frozen Custards. Sweet and delicious. They have a location on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. They're in Conway in 2 different locations, East Oak Street and on Dave Ward. And you'll find them in North Little Rock as well on JFK Boulevard. Whether you're looking to cool yourself off or satisfy that sweet tooth, or maybe do both, Andy's has you covered. And don't forget, get their Pick 6. It's a mix and match of 6 of your favorite flavors for the perfect game day treat. Again, 2 locations in Conway, 1 in Fort Smith, 1 in North Little Rock. It's Andy's Frozen Custards. Walk up or drive through. Andy's is ready to serve you.
All right, we'll talk also about the slobbering hog or slobber hog, depending on what you call it. Next, it's our hog update coming up.
I'm a hugger.
Through and through?
Yep.
I never get a hug from you. What's that about?
I'm selective with them.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert.
And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb page brand.
He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
This is The Morning Rush.
Arkansas, 80 yards.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where we are rolling out Rath Auto Relief. Now through midnight on Halloween, get up to $1,500 Rath cash when you purchase any one of our Rath Road Ready vehicles. Use it to pay your sales tax, get extra for your trade, or just take it right off the price. Plus, follow us on Facebook for fun-free giveaways every week. Rath Auto Relief, one more reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Stop by the Golf Nut today and check out the full line of lab putters featuring Lie-Angle balanced technology. Lab putters were used by 14% of professionals in the 2024 Masters Tournament. All models of the new Scotty Cameron Phantom putters are in stock, including the longer 38-inch model. Come discover the biggest selection of name brand clubs, apparel, and accessories in the region. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue, your #1 golf shop for over 30 years.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Looking to boost your health and feel your best? Elite Wellness and Aesthetics in Fort Smith is here to help. Starting at only $200 a month, semaglutide and tirzepatide are weight loss shots that can kickstart your journey to a healthier, more confident you. And with Elite's hormone therapy treatments, you can restore balance, energy, and vitality. Take control of your health today with Elite Wellness and Aesthetics. 479-242-9355 to schedule your appointment or visit FortSmithElite.com. Elite Wellness and Aesthetics, getting to know you inside and out.
Oh no, what happened to your windshield?
I had an accident. I'm definitely going to have to get a new one.
You should call Mr. Auto Glass on Towson Avenue.
I have to be careful. I have all this technology in my windshield.
Technology?
Yes, things like adaptive cruise, rain sensing wipers, and lane assistant.
Well, the folks over at Mr. Auto Glass can definitely calibrate all of that for you. They are super friendly and fast. You should give them a call.
What's that number?
782-4441.
Okay, I'll give Mr. Auto Glass a call. 782-4441.
The Newmeyer family is a mainstay in Fort Smith, and their newest restaurant, the Whippoorwill, has so much to offer. Friday night catfish, good. Tuesday nights, kids 10 and under eat free with an adult meal purchase. Don't forget about Whippoorwill for every Hogs game with their massive projection screen. For catering options, call 479-769-2095. Newmeyer's Whippoorwill Restaurant, now a part of the Newmeyer family.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
Yes, sir.
Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
Andrew Armstrong was on Paul Feinbaum earlier this week and talked about, hey, what are you doing in the bye week? I'm getting ready for LSU. Coach Travis Williams was on Chuck and Bo this morning, and they're trying to stay focused as well after this Tennessee win.
No, it was awesome, man. I'm just fired up for the guys, the players, and what's crazy about this profession is you have to flush it. You have to flush it, man. Now the good thing is we got a bye week, but we got to move on to LSU. But I get it, the feeling and that emotional high, but we got to continue to get better and keep the main thing the main thing.
LSU takes on Ole Miss in Baton Rouge this Saturday night. Tigers are actually a 3.5-point home underdog, Tom. It's not often they find themselves a dog in Tiger Stadium, but Ole Miss coming off a tail kicking of South Carolina. They killed the Gamecocks, and we'll see which Ole Miss team shows up in Death Valley come Saturday night.
You talk about picking between enemies. Who do you want to win that game? Who do you want to lose more, LSU or Ole Miss? My goodness.
I want LSU to win.
I think it's good for Arkansas, but, that's only because Arkansas plays LSU next week. You don't want them coming here mad. But otherwise, I don't know. And this is a bit. I think we undervalue the rivalry between LSU and Ole Miss.
No, the Magnolia Bowl is fantastic. Yeah. It's kind of like the Deep South's oldest rivalry. Auburn's biggest rival is Alabama, but Georgia's not too far behind. LSU's biggest rivalry has become Alabama in the last decade and a half or so because of Nick Saban, but it wasn't traditionally that way. You ask, I've talked to LSU fans about this. It's kind of like Arkansas, Texas fans. Tommy, you ask old LSU fans who they hate the most, first team out of their mouth is Ole Miss. It's like Arkansas and Texas fans. No younger fans nowadays will tell you LSU, but with getting to play Texas every year now, it's kind of shifted back to the Longhorns. All right, that is your Hog Update this morning. It is brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
So before we get to Brian, what do you think of the Slobber Hog being back on the court? Evidently raised the money. You think it was done before, like we kind of insinuated?
I don't want to tell you the Tooth Fairy and real. I don't want to tell you about Santa Claus. I'll just let you believe for a minute that hey, this wasn't the plan the whole time. That we raised the money and the morning rush was the effort behind that to get it done. That's what I'll just let you believe.
Our extra 750 pushed it over the top of 500 grand. That was needed.
I think that had been the plan the whole time. But irregardless, hey, you can't criticize on one hand these fundraising efforts, and then over here, by God, Hunter and his team got to get more creative in how they raise money. It's the NIL. We got to get ready. We got to fund this program because I'm of the belief that the basketball team has more money than the football team for NIL, with about a fifth of the players. In fact, I'm not of the belief. I think I know I'm right. And there's going to have to be a way to figure it all out. NIL is growing, and the demand for it is growing almost exponentially each year. I mean, they have doubled in year over year what the financial requirement is up there.
877-377-6963. Brian is phoned in from Ozark this morning. Home of the Hillbillies. Morning, Brian.
What do you want now?
What's going on? First of all, to answer the question about what is the top rivalry, I think that it is undisputed that would have to be the OU Texas game, considering it is by far the most expensive ticket in all of college football. This is expensive going to the national championship game. You can't get a ticket for under $700.
And it's in a dump of a stadium. Why do they keep playing in that dump?
Well, it's supposedly new and improved this year. We'll see what happens.
I drove by it 2 weeks ago. It's not new and improved. It's the same.
Okay, well, that's what they say, but who knows what it looks like inside. But here's my other question. All right. Same scenario that I saw 2 years ago. Okay. Quinn Ewers was hurt before, the OU, the Red Rivalry. Missed 2 games, as he did this year. He came out and he beat OU 49-0. Okay, Oklahoma's in the same situation. Their quarterback sucks. Their defense is going to have to try to hold an elite offense. If Texas goes in there and blows OU out, then that doesn't say much about the Tennessee win. Would you agree to that?
What if OU beats Texas?
OU won't beat Texas.
Oh,
that's why they're favored 15 points. Oh, Texas will blow OU.
Yeah, because no one in that series has ever been favored double digits.
I was going to say, Brian, the history of that series,
You're right.
a lot of time favors the underdog.
49-0 2 years ago, the biggest rout in the OU Texas game.
And that was when? Hang on. You said that game was when?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Oh.
That's right. 49-0.
So the point is that Oklahoma's going to lose to Texas this weekend?
Undisputed. Quinn is the best quarterback in college football. He's going to show that. He will prove that Saturday that he's back, and he'll prove why he's still worthy of winning the Heisman after missing 2 games.
That would be a really good call on 106.7 The Horn in Austin, Texas. But no one cares here. You didn't even touch on Arkansas there. There's not a single listener on our radio station that cares about Quinn Ewers and the Oklahoma-Texas game. Not a single one. I'm invested in the game because it's a good game of college football.
I wish I was there this weekend. Brian, thanks for the call.
Ewers is he is a really, really good quarterback. I say he's the best quarterback in the SEC in the offseason, but the kid can't stay healthy. Once again, not healthy this year.
Yeah. Brought to you by APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group. Equal opportunity employers in Northwest and North Central Arkansas with immediate openings right now. Jobs.crh.com is their address. That's jobs.crh.com. A variety of positions, all with great pay, great benefits, retirement, profit sharing, and an all-around great company to work for. That's jobs.crh.com. APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
I've just had the Rocky Mountain oysters, the bowl, you-know-whats. I don't think that's too nuts. I didn't mean to say that.
Well played. Accidentally. That's an accidental pun.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is the Morning Rush.
Somebody get him a plane ticket for New York City.
The Henry family laid the foundation for sports media in this state, and that foundation still stands strong to this day. The Greater Fort Smith Association of Home Builders knows a thing or two about a good foundation, and they're proud to sponsor Clay Henry's latest column. Be sure to check out the Parade of Homes happening on October 4th through the 6th and 11th through the 13th from noon to 5 daily. Don't miss Clay's columns every week, only on hitthatline.com.
Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients better lives with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, now offering same-day crown service. Mention you heard this ad on ESPN Radio at your next appointment and receive a free bleaching kit or $100 off in-office accelerated whitening. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Fall is here, and that means cooler weather, football, and family, which makes it the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart, your family's #1 tire store. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is ready for anything fall brings your way. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Doubt you thought paint was anything like football, right? So you've got a favorite football team. Your painting team at the paint store in Van Buren gets you a solid primer, the perfect color, and a durable defense. That is what you want, right? Our team of Richards Paint and expertise always win for you. Whether contractor or do-it-yourself, we have the best team. The paint store in Van Buren. Go Hogs!
Looking to protect yourself and your family this flu season? Law's Drug Store at 6802 Rogers Avenue offers the latest vaccines for adults and seniors in both COVID-19 and the flu. Law's Drug Store has friendly pharmacists ready to assist you with no appointment necessary. Call 452-6116. It's quick, it's easy, and in most cases, free with your insurance. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Open 6 days a week to care for you and your family.
End of season savings are yours right now on Kubota hay equipment at Gray Brothers, including the new DM Series disc mowers, or try Kubota's DM Series trail mowers. And for the prettiest bale of hay on the market, try Kubota's VV Series round baler. With Gray Brothers low pricing and great interest rates from Kubota, it's time for your new hay equipment. That's Gray Brothers equipment in Fort Smith and Poto, where if you pick orange, you'll never get a lemon.
The best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with fries, a drink, and 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Choose any 2 plus fries and a drink, all only $6.99. Hardee's Original Bag, loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at CartPathSocial.com. CartPath Social, the getting out of the sun, making golfing fun.
So who's the best team in the SEC right now? Is it is it clearly Texas? You still think it's Alabama? Is Georgia in that mix? Is Arkansas in that conversation? Ty, who is the best team right now?
I've got one that.
Who is the best team right now in the Southeastern Conference?
It's Texas. Georgia doesn't have the playmakers. Alabama doesn't have the defense. Ole Miss doesn't have the mindset. And is there a team I'm missing? I'm looking at.
I think it's Texas A&M. And the reason
I don't scoff at that. Tell me why.
Their loss was against Notre Dame, and I know Notre Dame lost to Northern Iowa, but Northern Illinois. But I just think they've looked impressive in the SEC. They're 3-0 in conference. And the reason I say A&M also is because Texas really hasn't impressed me right now at this point. I know they've put up a lot of points against some bad teams, but just on the eye test, it's A&M, but it may not play out that way. A&M may be due for a loss, but right now, I feel okay saying A&M.
Well, and here's why you're not, here's why your argument and your stance takes a lot of, carries a lot of water. They're 3-0 in this league. They got 5 games to go, but you look at Texas, 1-0, LSU 1-0, Georgia 2-1. I mean, they're 3-0. Almost halfway through conference play.
Thumped Missouri. That was not even close to being a game. So, Christian, I would think.
I don't think you're wrong.
Yeah. For Elko, asking Mike Elko to win a ranked game, and that I know offensively they looked nowhere near what they did last week, but I think that's the only. I say the only. That is a fair comparison to make. So he's Aggies. I'm unfortunately Longhorn.
When I mentioned the Razorbacks in that breath, you scoffed. But they're tied for 4th right now in the conference.
What are we doing? No, they're not the best team or even close to being
tied with Georgia for 4th place in the.
And if Georgia and Arkansas played, it would be a similar outcome to what happened in 2021. Unfortunately,
people said the same thing last weekend. I can't believe you're not jumping on board with this.
I know this is hard to believe.
What if you beat LSU?
Occasionally, I have been a homer on this show. I'm not being a homer right now. They're not close to being the top team in the league. I could sit in a room with Sam Pittman right now and say, "Coach, are you guys the best team in this league?" Be honest with me. He'd tell me no. It's just
he'd say we can play with anybody as long as they don't turn it over.
When you don't have to scroll, keep scrolling,
keep going down.
Did they leave us off the list?
Down,
no. There we are. Down there with Mississippi State and Auburn. There we are. So it is nice, at least for a while.
You win next week, you're in the top 25. You win the following week, you've got a 3-game winning streak. And then,
when's the last time you've been 2-1 in this league?
2011. It's been a while. So I 3-1. I guess that team only lost to LSU and Alabama that year. And those games are usually separated.
So you weren't 2-1.
Huh?
You wouldn't have been 2-1 in that year because that was the only games you lost were at the end. Or when did you play Bama?
You play Bama at the beginning usually. Remember?
Okay, you're probably right.
Yeah, because Dante killed Tyler.
Yeah, it's always the end of September.
Yeah,
but he still threw a touchdown pass on that play.
I think that year you would have been because the LSU games
greatest Tyler Wilson throw ever. By the way,
the LSU games at the tail end, so you would have been 3-1 that year. So that if you win this next weekend, you'll be 3-1 for the first time since 2011, which.
I can't root for OU, but I'm rooting for OU hard this weekend.
Listen.
And I usually root for Texas, but Brian has flipped me. Brian has changed my position on the Red River rivalry. I normally have rooted for Texas. There is no way I'm rooting for Texas this weekend.
It's like an animal that's been in hibernation, been dormant. You've known about it for a while. You've known the rampant egotistical things that comes out of Texas fans' mouth and we'll get into what Chris Del Conte said coming up, their athletics director, but it's just now in front of your face with Brian consistently, like you're talking about. I still don't hate Oklahoma as much as you do. I didn't grow up here, but I've been here for 6 years, and it hasn't affected me as much, I guess, as it affected you. There's probably 5 SEC teams I hate more than Oklahoma.
That's fine.
Maybe 6 or 7.
Give it time.
I don't know if it'll ever reach the level you're at. But so what is your team? I think he said A&M. I said Texas. Which one did you say?
I think A&M right now. That was the team I was going to make a case for because of their conference record. in some of the points I made a moment ago. They're 3-0 in this league. They got 5 SEC games left to play. Let me get their schedule here. Obviously, Texas is the game they still have at the end. But you look at where A&M's at. They get the bye week. Then they get Mississippi State on the road. That's more than winnable. They'll be a heavy favorite. LSU in College Station. South Carolina on the road.
They're going to win all.
They're going to win all 3 of those. Yeah. They're going to be 6-0 in conference play. Bye week, then New Mexico State. They play Auburn down on the Plains, and then A&M. I mean, Texas, A&M plays Texas in College Station. If there's a team right now that I like a path to go undefeated in SEC play, it's probably A&M at this point.
That loss doesn't sting as much if they end up doing that.
They've got the they've got.
They're
going to
have to really now. One thing we know they don't do in College Station is win championships. So they'll stub their toe somewhere. But you look at that schedule. State and LSU being at home, the road games line up right, the home games line up right. Right now, I'd say A&M's the most likely team.
All right, that is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. Arkansas's #1 indoor destination for golf. You can play over 500 courses to choose from, up to 8 golfers per bay, and it's BYOB. Food, alcohol, you name it, you can bring it in to Cart Pass Social. Check them out at cartpasssocial.com, 122 Grant Place in Lowell, Arkansas. If you want to give Christian and Nate a call, 479-619-9750. They're open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., Saturday from 7 to 9, and Sunday from 12 to 9. The Cart Pass Social, the getting out of the sun, making golfing fun. We started the show, first time I wore lawn sleeves since April. It's been cool the last couple days. Now, it warms up during the day, but in the mornings, Tawny, it's been not just in the River Valley, Northwest Arkansas, but you look across our state, it's been kind of brisk.
Now, I've been
40s,
wearing
50s in the morning.
You got, that's a little heavier fleece pullover you got on there. Some new ESPN Arkansas swag, but I've been wearing a little light pullover on my morning walk. Start out, it's still dark. Yeah, it's a little crisp. It's nice. I mean, really
Getting your
nice.
Steps in.
Just getting, I guess.
Do you count them?
Not really. I just need to
go
go out and get it done.
Go with the rest of the crew.
2.5 miles, get it done.
How many miles per hour do y'all walk? Is it like?
It was just over 30 minutes today.
Okay.
So I mean, we're not. It's not a leisurely walk.
Okay.
We're moving.
I like it. So
little flatter trail today than yesterday.
Than how it usually
or day
is.
before. I wasn't there yesterday.
All right. So Chris Del Conte was on with Paul Feinbaum earlier this summer, and he came in guns ablaze. And I think this was the spring meetings, which summer, whatever, doesn't make any sense. But here's what he said about the Oklahoma and Texas rivalry.
Have you been to the Red River rivalry?
At the beginning of my career, I saw it.
It's ridiculous. It's the greatest thing ever.
The greatest thing ever. And then he went on to talk about, now the atmosphere is pretty cool. It's outside. You got the Texas State Fair outside, 30,000 people. Inside, of course, is the game. It is, Brian's right. It's not right often. It is a really expensive ticket. I've seen ticket stubs from my buddies that it's like, you paid that much for a college football game that wasn't. It's like $400 a ticket, $500 a ticket. I mean, that just, you're shaking over there.
I mean,
you're struggling.
That doesn't seem like a lot to me if you want to go to that game to see that rivalry.
Well, apparently, I haven't looked at StubHub lately. He said it's up over 700 right now.
Say that.
So I haven't looked at it lately. But is it like when
Welcome to the SEC, boys.
You mentioned LSU and Ole Miss earlier being an underrated rivalry, and it is. Like, if you're this weekend, for example, Arkansas's not playing. What SEC rivalry is your favorite to watch that you'll watch every year, regardless if Arkansas is involved or not?
Iron Bowl. I mean, that's number
to me
one in the
two.
league. Huh?
That to me, is easily the answer to.
Right. And I know Auburn's not having the year that, but that's another series. We saw it. Brian wants to quote 2 years ago. Fine. Wasn't it 2 years ago? Auburn did everything but win that game at the end. I think it was 2 years ago.
Last year and 3 years ago.
Okay.
Last year because it was the fourth.
Well, I was right in the middle there.
30. It was 4th and 31, and then they gave up a late drive to Bryce Young and Jordan Hare Stadium.
But I mean, even in years where records and rankings and all those things, it's not like it's 2012 again or 20. Well, I guess it'd been 10 and 11 in that area where hey, national championships are on the line. So I think it'll take a while for anyone in this league to consider Texas OU as the greatest rivalry in this league. But it is one of the best series in college football, no question.
What about Texas and Texas A&M? I mean,
I'm looking forward to that one being renewed.
Last game of the year for the Aggies and the Longhorns in College Station. That's where they're put it. And listen, I hope that the game in Fayetteville, November 16th, is the toughest game, but that's the toughest game on the Longhorn schedule the rest of the year. When you look at what they have, they just don't have. They were just given a gift from the conference office on who they got scheduled wise. Oklahoma got screwed, and then Texas just got gift wrapped the schedule this year.
Aren't they playing Georgia coming up?
That's one tough game. Look at their schedule. Look at Oklahoma's schedule. It's not close at all.
Aren't they playing A&M coming up?
I mean, you're welcome to debate this. It's not.
I mean,
playing Arkansas,
I don't know
baby.
if there's any easy. I mean, OU playing Tennessee at home, that proved out to not be an easy game for them at all. OU Texas, obviously. Got to go to Oxford. That's not panning out to be the hardest game on their schedule at this point. South Carolina, no. Missouri, maybe. I mean, Bama's not an easy game, and LSU, but, I mean, I don't see a world of difference in those two schedules.
I think it's night and day. I think what Texas got is night and day. Now, Baylor Brad texted in, as does Ryan Prairie Grove. I hope that Texas and Oklahoma both lose this upcoming weekend. That's what I asked Christian yesterday. What are you doing on your bye weekend? Tom's, I think, just quad boxing. We'll talk with him in about 10 minutes. What are you doing? Do you have anything planned, or are you just taking
I'm going to play golf Saturday. I'm going to watch Texas OU. Then Sunday, got to travel for work. So
Hot Springs, Arkansas, baby. Going back.
Going back twice in 1 week.
Good old 96.3. I think when it comes to weekends like this, it's a bummer when you don't have good college football games on. But you know what I'm else intrigued by? I want to see what happens in that Ohio State-Oregon game in Autzen. 2 versus 3. I know that's not our listening area for the most part, but that's a massive game for the Big Ten, the biggest game that Oregon will play in the Big Ten this season, and being a top 5 matchup could decide who represents who in the Big Ten championship game.
Well, if you haven't downloaded the Bet Saracen app, all this talk hopefully has got you in the mood to get that done. They've got all the lines for the game, and I'll be interested to see this weekend after the LSU game what the Arkansas line comes out at. But huge weekend of college football, all the live betting, all the specials are there as well that you can find this weekend for college football. It's the Bet Saracen app, the official sports betting app here on the Morning Rush. We're also brought to you by the Fence Man. We'll do our Fence Man Friday picks coming up tomorrow and pick some of the biggest games in college football and beyond. The Fence Man can give you quality fencing around your home or property, your work and business place that needs a better look and more curb appeal. They take care of it all. Plus, custom jobs don't bother them at all with the Fence Man. 782-3936 is the number. 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Tom Murphy joins us to start hour number 2.
Do you feel that, Arkansas? The Lotto jackpot is now more than $3 million. Why should you care? Because this $3 million plus prize can only be won in Arkansas. There are 2 Lotto drawings every week, and the jackpot keeps growing until there's a winner. Join the fun and play Lotto today. A $2 ticket could change your life. Get yours in stores today. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hey, Hawk fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb-based brands.
He means the website, which is shop-on-razorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
This is The Morning Rush.
Remodeling your bathroom? Don't let your imagination be limited by out-of-the-box shower doors or tub enclosures. Arkansas Glass and Mirror is your local source for all things glass, including plexiglass, mirrors, and shower doors since 1964. Arkansas Glass and Mirror has more selections, better prices, and the experience to help you build the shower of your dreams. They also have the only showroom in the area to help you create those dreams. Professional installation and professional service. Only at Arkansas Glass and Mirror, 1316 South Z Road, Fort Smith, or online at arkansasglassandmirror.com.
This is a public service announcement for hard seltzer lovers. Neutral Vodka Seltzer has arrived. Made with simple ingredients like vodka, seltzer, and real juice. Neutral tastes good. Like real good. So good that you'll never want to drink another artificial tasting seltzer again. Neutral's light and refreshing taste will show you what a vodka seltzer can be. Try Neutral, the one with the umlaut. Copyright 2023 Neutral Distilled Spirit Specialty, Los Angeles, California. Enjoy responsibly.
It's Ty Richardson with owner and operator Cecil Gardner with Jazzco Graphics. What makes you unique from other stores in the area?
I try to build a great relationship with all of my customers. I can do just anything from cars to food trucks to signs, banners. I do a lot of custom this and that. I'll say 100% of anybody come in here, they leave out happy. Jazzco Graphics Design, 2415 Midland. It's on the corner of Midland and Kelly. Jazzco Graphics, the one-stop shop.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where we are rolling out Rath Auto Relief. Now through midnight on Halloween, get up to $1,500 Rath cash when you purchase any one of our Rath Road Ready vehicles. Use it to pay your sales tax, get extra for your trade, or just take it right off the price. Plus, follow us on Facebook for fun-free giveaways every week. Rath Auto Relief, one more reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
The American Patriot Promotions Gun Show is coming to Cabot Saturday, October 12th through Sunday, October 13th. On Saturday, doors are open from 9 a.m. to 5 and Sunday from 9 to 3. Tickets are just $10 per person, $8 for veterans, military, and police. Children 16 and under are free. American Patriot Promotions, providing the #1 gun shows in Arkansas. Check us out, AmericanPatriotPromotions.com for other events and details.
With everyday low prices on top brands, locally owned Jaeger's Ace Hardware is committed to offering real service with real savings. Get these red-hot buys at any of our 4 locations. Huge mums in 10-inch pots, only $8.99. Get instant savings of up to $50 on select Ego, Craftsman, and Still outdoor power equipment. And check out our great deals on chainsaws and blowers for fall. Order online now and pick up in-store or curbside anytime. Find more everyday low prices online at JaegersHardware.com.
TGI Fridays on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith now has meal deals starting at $9.99, which includes an entree, side, and fountain drink. Try their delicious 6-ounce sirloin served with seasoned fries for $15.99. The Bacon Ranch Chicken Sandwich with seasoned fries, $11.99. Chicken Caesar Salad for $10.99 and more. Their meal deals also include tasty chicken fettuccine Alfredo served with garlic breadsticks for $12.99 and a cheeseburger with seasoned fries for only $9.99. TGI Fridays, I-540 and Rogers Avenue, Fort Smith.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, we'll see lots of sunshine with highs in the low to mid 80s, a southeast wind under 10 miles an hour. Starry skies tonight, lows in the low to mid 50s. Sunny for Sunday with highs in the mid 80s. Staying mostly clear tomorrow night with lows around 55. Sunny for Saturday with highs in the upper 80s. I'm Matthew Harding with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Shamrock Liquor Warehouse, 5609 Midland Boulevard, your leader in fine wines, beers, and spirits.
KERX, Paris, Fort Smith.
Hey, we can't make you a morning person, but we can make your mornings.
ESPN 95.3. This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light, brewed with the best barley, rice, water, and hops to be America's favorite light beer. Bud Light, please drink responsibly.
This is about the kids and about we should be one of the top universities in the country and able to give those guys the feelings that they had Saturday night after the game that they deserve. And it was always about that.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live on your favorite radio station, hitthatline.com and the Hit That Line Now app.
Don't say it's a fine morning or I'll shoot you.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson.
I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
And Tommy Kraft.
They're gonna go nuts when he hits this thing.
Produced by Christian Johnston.
How about them Cowboys?
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Let's stand up and call those.
Hey, welcome into hour number 2. Ooh. Forgot about this.
Ah.
You know, I added it on there this morning. Hey, welcome in. You were luckily talking to the back-to-back champions of the Hot Springs Village Razorback Club. And
how will we ever fight off the admiration?
I didn't contribute much, but I at least was on the team for moral support, carried the water, beer, colas, hot dogs, whatever the case may be. And now, Tommy, we just got to defend our title next year, which
three-peat, baby. Going for a three-peat.
Which apparently JT has texted in already that he's fine for trying to get a team together to defeat us
I got
next
two
year.
words for you, JT. Bring it.
Bring it on. 35th annual yesterday. It's crazy it's been going on that long. We appreciate them having us down there in Hot Springs. A lot to discuss in hour 2. Tom Murphy joins us in just a bit here on a Too Stupid Thursday. Real quick, I want to tell you the story. A Washington State trooper stopped a driver in a HOV lane when their supposed passenger turned out to be a seat dressed up in a plaid shirt. Now, I've seen these before, Tommy, especially in the Dallas, Texas area, other big metropolitan spots. Arkansas, you and I are unaware of any that exist in Arkansas.
I don't know of any HOV lanes.
HOV lane, but can you imagine?
We need one. We need one from about Fayetteville to Bentonville. That'd be really helpful.
Does it really help that much though, cutting down traffic?
Well, the intent is to get you to carpool.
Okay.
That was the intent of why you have these. So.
But can you imagine a cop pulling over a guy or gal that had dressed his passenger seat like a
people?
person?
Yeah, these stories have been going on for years where people are trying to cheat in the HOV lane. Because that's the whole intent is less cars on the highway, less emissions, all these things. Let's hug a tree together. But you can get over in that lane and not have to be slowed down.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it be? Great getting that lane, be kind of cordoned off there, and just boom. I need to go Rogers real fast from Fayetteville. Just get in that lane and go. I don't think we have a need for it here, but man, there's times in rush hour it'd be great.
I know there's a lot of construction always ongoing in Northwest Arkansas, but I don't know. Is there even room to do that now? Would you just
take the inside lane?
You just knock it out.
You just take the inside lane like they do in Texas. They're everywhere. In California, you got to have like what we'd call a pike pass or a toll tag of some sort, and they charge you to drive in that. So that's one of those things. So, hey, I want to let you know about Uncorked before we get to Tom Murphy here in just a second. They got a lot of things going on at one of my favorite places to hang out, and that's at Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sody's in Fort Smith. They've got their monthly Sunday brunch coming up on October the 20th. Always delicious stuff that Chef Jazz puts out for that. They've got their fall menu debut that they're going to uncork, pun intended, on October 22nd. So just a couple days after that, you can see the new fall items they've added to the menu. And then I know some of you really enjoy going to wine dinners where they pair great foods with great wines. You can get your reservations now for the Silver Oak Wine Dinner that's coming up on the 28th. So a lot of great upcoming events. If one of those appeal to you, go to uncorkthefort.com. You can make reservations, whether it's for this weekend or any of the events I just listed. I've mentioned their patio, how comfortable it is out there with their premium patio furniture. They've got the heaters and the fire tables and the TVs, and they make it comfortable. They want you to relax and stay a while at Uncorked. They're on Phoenix Avenue next to Sody's, or again, uncorkthefort.com for reservations for anything I just mentioned. That's Uncorked, Phoenix Avenue next to Sody's in Fort Smith.
This hour of the Morning Rush is presented by Mach 1 Financial. Mach 1 Financial Group LLC is a registered investment advisor located in Rogers, Arkansas. For full disclosures, visit mach-1financial.com/disclosures.
Tom Murphy now joins us, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Tom, I know that Sam Pittman did not have his usual Sam Pittman Live last night or his Monday press conference, but we did get a chance to hear from him at the SEC teleconference earlier this week. He updated not just on Taylon Green, but a couple other guys as well, including Patrick Kudus and also I almost said Braylon Russell, Jalen Braxton. How do you think the health status of this team is heading into next week's matchup against LSU?
Morning, guys. I'll talk to that, but man, y'all lit a fuse on me with the diamond lanes. I've seen many single drivers in diamond lanes, and mostly guys, mostly young guys, mostly in the Dallas area. I've seen the diamond lane backed up just like every other lane many times in Texas and in Atlanta and stuff. But if there was a magic lane that we could put in, it would be Little Rock to Memphis.
Here.
Yeah, really more like Hazen to Memphis, because I don't know. There's hardly a time I drive that where there's not tractor trailers blocking all the lanes or a wreck or a fire or something going on there. It's crazy.
Yeah, what would you pay? It would be worth $50 to just be able to get in that lane and cruise from Little Rock, from I-30, where I-30 comes in, all the way to the bridge. Just let me cruise.
It would be so sweet to do that one time. And I've intentionally driven down to the West Helena before and crossed over there just to get away from all that.
And considering, Tom, you're always carpooling with Bob and Wally most of the time, so you get to take advantage of that supposed carpool that they could put in there.
Yeah, it would be beautiful. But no, so in one point for the Razorback injury update, the tight end room should be a lot better. Has his back. We'll have 2 full weeks to heal up, and Ty Washington, whatever he's got going on, would be better. And you think Paschke would be back if he can clear all the concussion protocol. So tight end room should be better. DB should be better, because I happened to bump into Jalen Braxton they were walking up Razorback Road to the game the other day, and I'm like, hey, you getting better? He's like, yeah, LSU game. So he should be back. And then, whatever Miguel Mitchell's got going on, maybe he could be back, and then Hudson Clark would be better. So all those positions should be better off. But with Taylon, a bone bruise, that's part of what's happening with Braxton. So we're not sure. Sam hopes that he can be back for LSU, and you'd hate to go into a second consecutive home game against LSU with a backup quarterback when they're right there. The last 4 games in this series have been decided by 3 points, and you want to be at full health for that one.
I wonder, with it being such a close game, special teams is going to impact. Devin Bale's been fantastic for this team this season, but Coach Pittman also kind of touched on his kickers a little bit, and Kyle Ramsey and Matthew Shipley. Kyle hurt his groin in the last game. What do you do if you're Sam Pittman with a week and a half to prepare, getting Kyle back to health, and kind of knowing he's been inconsistent this year?
Well, it sounds like he's going to be out for a while based on Sam Pittman from yesterday. So Matthew Shipley, who we thought, after spring, he didn't have a good spring game, but we thought he'd be the kicker, and then they brought Ramsey in, and Ramsey had an 0 for 4 day during a scrimmage, and we thought, well, that's the crowning blow. It's going to be Shipley, but then it wasn't. So there was a lot going on that we didn't see that led Ramsey to winning the job. And now after the 44-yard miss on which he hurt his groin again, it looks like they could be riding Shipley the rest of the way. And, honestly, you could say kicking played a major role in not winning the Oklahoma State game, and so you hope it doesn't come into play anymore. But with all these supposed, tight games, swing games they have left, kicking could come into play here.
Tom, how much confidence do you think was gained out of the performance against Tennessee by the offensive line, and can that carry forward? What are you expecting in the last half of the year from the offensive line after the way they played against Tennessee?
Yeah, I think a ton of confidence in that when they had to have it. It wasn't looking good with Singleton for the drive that was inside the 10. There was a couple of weird snaps and a bobble and all that. Mm-hmm. And then the next 2 Singleton drives, they just didn't get very far. They really had guys coming at him. But for them to have blown holes for Braylon Russell and Singleton on that last drive, a huge momentum builder for them. And they protected well for Taylon Green all of the game, really. And so that, as Sam Pittman described it, best pass protection game they played all year, should help them. And just knowing that you can quell a great offense like Tennessee had, and then move the ball against a great defense, are both sides of the ball, big lift ups for the Razorbacks. And I'll tell you, I don't know if you guys have talked about this much this week, but Josh Heupel said that they basically let them score. And you saw one DB, had a shot at Singleton. I would not have let Arkansas score in that situation with a backup kicker in. If that DB hits Singleton just right, the ball could be dislodged. I mean, there's a lot of things. Now, granted, with a minute 20 left or whatever, if Singleton slides down or you tackle him, a lot can happen. And Arkansas is certainly going to run the clock down and try to, kick a field goal at a minimum with just a little bit of time left. But it makes Tennessee run. Heupel did not want to have to use all his timeouts, and so I get where he was coming from, but I would not have let Arkansas score.
Yeah, Ty and I were having a spirited conversation on the golf course about that. To me, that was the only way Tennessee could win. I mean, you got to assume Arkansas is going to leave with enough points to take the lead. So the only path you have to victory is to get the ball back by letting them score. It was, a minute 53, I think, when Arkansas finally scored after the 2-minute timeout. To me, that was the only strategy, and it nearly worked. I mean, they threatened the red zone, and obviously Nico was pushed out of bounds with no time on the clock, and that ended the ball game. But I thought that was the only strategy that could lead them to victory.
Well, here's where I'll disagree with you. If that DB smacked Singleton on the last play, he could dislodge the ball. Yeah. I mean, you could muff a snap. They'd already had a couple of muff snaps, and then a field goal is not guaranteed. If you're Arkansas, they wanted to score a touchdown big time, but Singleton sliding down, and this is not going to be something that occurs to him, but sliding down on the 2-yard line or the 1-yard line on that play with a minute 17 left, I think might have been the play. But anyway, what's past is past. But if you're an Arkansas fan, you're like, thank you for letting us score, but there's a lot of things that could have happened if Tennessee had tried to tackle him.
Yeah, I mean, I even thought throughout the game, we were debating this just in our row, watching the game there, is when it was, 14-9. Should you have went for 2 when you got that first touchdown? Should you have went for 2 to make it 14-11 rather than kick? And I know that was in the third quarter, and you don't always chase points that early, but you just think about the possibilities. Going for 2 there wouldn't have really set you back if you didn't make it, and it would have put you within a field goal to tie if you'd have been successful. So, I mean, I'm glad it all worked out. Arkansas won, and we're kind of picking at threads, but that was another thing that strategically I think could be discussed.
Yeah, well, that's next level thinking right there, Tommy. You were like
I'm known for it,
chess right there.
Tom Murphy with us here on our hotline, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Tom, the other news this week outside of Arkansas's preparation and just getting ready for the Tigers, Slobber Hog going back on the court. Any thoughts to Hunter Yurchek's and the athletics department decision to put Slobber Hog back there?
Well, good on them for playing it up and getting some, hype going about it. People love the Slobbering Hog, and it makes you different. I mean, the regular Razorback is a really cool logo, and it looks great out there. But the Slobbering Hog, man, it's going to be talked about on all the TV broadcasts, and it fires some folks up. So nothing wrong with that, and they raise NIL in the process, NIL money, just like they'll do with the goalposts, like Vanderbilt's doing too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was the next thing I was talking about, or I was going to ask you about. Vanderbilt doing that same thing after their historic win against Alabama. For those that don't know, Arkansas is doing something similar. They announced that yesterday. You can own a rare piece of 6-inch section of the goalpost. Some are signed by Coach Pittman, Petrino, and Williams. Seems to be a couple different creative ways the last couple days, Tom, that would actually get people to contribute towards NIL.
These universities are going to have to come up with some real outside-the-box thinking, because basically this is how you're building your roster in football. And honestly, I think when NIL came in, I think University of Arkansas officials kind of felt like it would come in the way it was supposed to, but it quickly evolved into these collectives. And a lot of teams in the SEC were on the leading edge of that. And Arkansas has been having to play catch up. And so things like this are paramount for you to build some revenues that can go toward paying for your roster, man. I mean, it is such a new age to have thought that this could be reality. 10 years ago, it would have been folly. But here we are, and you got to play the game the way it's set up.
I'll be interested to see that when the next fiscal year rolls around, beginning next summer, and the $21 million that the court is either close to approving in the settlement or however that's going to shake out in weeks to come, how does that change the way the athletic department operates? Because I'm not of the belief that in most schools we'll just go raise another $20 or $21 million to cover this new revenue sharing. Business as usual has to change.
Yeah, it does. And I mean, that means if people leave the university athletic department, do you replace them or do you combine different people's roles? I mean, the cost-cutting measures will have to be in place. And Hunter Yurachek talked to the Hogs Illustrated Sports Club a couple of weeks ago, and I attended that. And he was saying that the real price is going to wind up being close to $23 million if it goes through as expected. So that's a lot of money. And for an athletic department with $174 million in expenses, I mean, you add it up, that's like what 1/7 of your budget that's going to go to the deal. So they're going to have to be very, very creative for sure.
Be like the Cleveland Indians out there. They have the duct tape going around the propeller to get. We'll be using that plane now in moving forward.
Tom, we'll leave it there, man. By the way, apparently on I-40 in Little Rock, there is an HOV lane that we were unaware of.
On I-40?
I-4, did it say I-430? It was I-40.
430.
430, excuse me. I-430 in Little Rock. Caleb in Batesville text that in. So might have to find it now because I didn't know that there was
Drive down there and you can tell us about it. Tom, we're always looking for a good diamond lane, aren't we?
We got to have a diamond lane, but, obey the rules. Don't go out there as a solo driver.
All right, Tom. Thanks, buddy.
You guys have a good weekend.
He got him going this morning. I didn't know that bot.
Rules are rules. Stay out of that lane unless you have enough people in your car.
I follow the rules. I adhere to the rules.
Yeah. You are a noted rule follower.
Noted.
Ty Richardson, noted rule follower here on the Morning Rush.
Color between the lines.
All right, this hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Mach 1 Financial. Hey, have the Fed's recent rate cuts impacted the economy? Have you seen how the market is reacting and how it's responding? This week, the Market Moment episode features a special guest from J.P. Morgan, an executive director and investment strategist, A.J. Nobile. A.J. shares his thoughts, and Matt and Lee give their personal insights and what J.P. Morgan is doing with short-term ETFs right now. You can check out the latest episode of the Market Moment by heading to market-moment.com. Tune in to get your financial questions answered. Mach 1 Financial Group, LLC, is a registered investment advisor. They're located in Rogers, Arkansas. Hey, for full disclosures, visit mach-1financial.com/disclosures.
I know you've heard this before, but I'm an idiot. I've actually seen this multiple times. It's the bridge. It's the Arkansas Bridge. It's on the right side.
The 430 bridge?
Yeah. My dad just texted me that. He didn't say I'm an idiot, but I'm voluntarily admitting that.
Is it actually an HOV link? You wouldn't have one just over the bridge.
It says it's like open. It's sometimes open and sometimes not. I think it's probably open in the morning.
I think they shift it over, whether it's, what would that be? Would that be, I don't know, that's northbound. They'd shifted depending on the direction of traffic, right?
I think
that's east-west or north. I'm trying to get my bearings.
Don't ask me.
That would be more east-west.
Okay.
Going across the 430 bridge.
We're sleuths. You got Sherlock Holmes and who's his partner again? Someone help me on this.
I don't know, but it is east-west. I just had to think a moment.
I can't blame. I haven't read any of those books. I haven't read The Hound of Baskervilles in so long. All right, more of the Morning Rush when we return here. It's definitely stupid on a Too Stupid Thursday.
That had to be one of the funnest statements I've ever heard in my life. Spit my coffee out. It was a great bit. It was comedy gold.
You're listening to the Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hey, this is former Razorback Jalen Williams, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
Hey, this is Chad Warner, product manager.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
The Dandy White Perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sacalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. From the preseason NFL to college kicking off, BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. Think you know your stuff? Try our winner-take-all $300,000 NFL Survivor Pool for the upcoming season. When the game is over, head over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today and use promo code BELIEVE and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive in Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
The Dandy White Perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sacalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. From the preseason NFL to college kicking off, BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. Think you know your stuff? Try our winner-take-all $300,000 NFL Survivor Pool for the upcoming season. When the game is over, head over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today and use promo code BELIEVE and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swart Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swart Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swart Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive into Queen, Arkansas. Swart Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Thanks for watching us here on
This A&M has 3 conference wins. They've looked strong since conference play started. Sam Pittman got asked yesterday about the conference as a whole. Here's what he said.
What's gone on in our league just proves you really have to be ready to play each and every week, and I don't recall a year like this in 2017. Auburn made a heck of a run there at the end, and they'd beaten Georgia, and they beat Alabama and got into the SEC championship game there. I know they had, I don't know how many losses they had, but they made a big run there and end up playing in a New Year's Day bowl. But I can't remember a season since I've been in the SEC quite like this through the halfway part.
Tommy, we might need to go back and check the tiebreaker rules that came out right before the season, because the way things have played out just through half the year in the conference, very much likely that you'll have several teams tying at 10-2, and in conference might have 2 losses, and they're gonna have to go to that list for second place. I think the second place. I think first place is gonna have 1 loss. I think Texas is the most likely just because of their schedule. But second place, whoever plays them in Atlanta, I think they're going to have 2 losses, to be honest.
That wouldn't surprise me, but I mean, where do you see 2 losses for A&M?
Texas and LSU.
They're going to lose at home to LSU?
No.
Texas and LSU.
They might lose to Texas, but
I don't see A&M losing 2 games.
See, is that okay? Let's see that scenario.
But I didn't see Alabama getting beat by Vanderbilt either. So I mean, you can sit here and you can dig your heels in. And I can do the same, but we don't know anything.
I think so. That's a good point. But do we want to see? Like, think about that. If it plays out like you just said, if Texas is one of the representatives for the championship, and A&M gets in, like Christian was talking about, you're going to have back-to-back weeks of Texas and Texas A&M.
I mean, Texas is far more likely to lose 2 games than A&M.
Just based on schedule? Yeah.
I mean, OU, I don't care what you say, that is no gimme.
Okay.
Georgia in Austin, still not a gimme.
At Arkansas.
Listen, I don't think they're going to lose in Nashville, but Vanderbilt's proven to be
Can you imagine
an
being
opponent.
a Vanderbilt fan beating Alabama and Texas in the same year, Tommy?
What would you give for that? Hey, Texas beats OU and Georgia, and then Vanderbilt clips them, gets another Goliath. That'd be something. So, I mean, I think Texas is not going to go unscathed, I don't believe, and could likely lose 2. They could lose the next 2. I mean, they play OU and Georgia. That is not far-fetched to think Texas could lose their next 2 games.
It is to Bryant, but to college football fans that look at this game, those 2 games logically, I think that's a fair assessment. Other news in SEC country. John Rothstein put out this yesterday that the SEC is releasing its tip times and TV assignments today, according to a source. So we'll know, we know the dates, but we don't necessarily know the times of when the college basketball schedule for the SEC is this upcoming year. You open with Tennessee. I'm forgetting who they close with, but you open in Tennessee and Knoxville, which is not going to be an easy game by any stretch of the imagination. Jonas Adu coming back home, but we'll get that later on today, Tommy.
I think people are fired up about that Kansas game just at the end of this month in an exhibition. So, I mean, but we slowed down on the idea or the thought or the comment, when does basketball season begin?
Yeah.
It's amazing what beating Tennessee. Have you heard anyone utter that or put that in your text group? You seen that with your boys on your text group? I hadn't seen that at all. Nobody's saying, oh, when does basketball season start?
It's who has tickets for LSU. Who's coming to be in Fayetteville for LSU that weekend?
What can I bring to the tailgate? Anybody got an extra ticket? That's what you're hearing this week. So.
It is wild, and you get this probably more than I do, but it's just funny how listeners and friends just think we have unlimited access to tickets in Donald W. in Bud Walton.
I don't know what
Walker
to do with
Stadium.
all of them. Yeah, I got so many, I don't know what to do with them.
All right, that's your SEC update brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas.
Hey, the perfect hot tub is waiting for you at Burton Pools and Spas during the warehouse clearance sale, whether you're seeking relaxation or just quality time with family, Burton Pools and Spas has got you covered with hot springs, hot tubs, the world's best-selling brands, over 100 hot tubs in stock, ready to deliver and on sale right now, starting at just $4.99 and payments as low as $58 a month. So visit BurtonPools.com or go to Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale, Greenland, and in Fort Smith, or again online at BurtonPools.com.
Michael in Harrison has been patiently waiting. Tom, we're going to be in Harrison tomorrow.
Yeah.
Excited
Good
about
morning,
that.
guys.
Good morning, Michael.
It's a good week to be a Razorback fan.
It's always a good
100%.
week, especially after
Well,
you beat a
it's
top
always,
five team.
Win or lose, it's always great to be a Razorback fan. I've been that since 1969 when I was 8 years old and watched that first game. But anyway, I was just saying, it was good that they're able to raise the funds and get the slobber and hog on the basketball court. But I've got another idea how to raise some funds. If they'll get rid of that front-facing hog, I bet they've raised twice that.
I don't own one article of clothing, one hat, one anything with a front-facing hog. I refuse to buy it.
I have
Michael.
mixed. Go ahead.
It's just crap, man. They just need to get rid of it completely.
It looks too much like A-State to me.
Yeah, it
Pumbaa from
does.
Lion King.
And also, it's kind of like that "ah-ooh" on the beginning of the Woo Pig Suey. Have we made some headway on that? Get rid of that. Start with a smooth ooh and take it up.
That's right.
You're right. And so anyway,
There's a right and a wrong way.
I'm glad y'all are on. I enjoy listening to you. Have a good day, guys.
Thank you, Michael.
Thanks,
Looking forward
Michael.
to being in Boone County tomorrow morning.
So the Yeti Cup that I won yesterday is awesome, but it does have the front-facing hog on it, so I have mixed feelings about it.
Wasn't that a great event?
Not a great time.
Hot dogs, drinks, all you know. I wasn't hungry, but I had all the Dr. Peppers I could drink. So they put me in this room, and I wasn't hungry, but they had I drank like 13 Dr. Peppers. They did have a lot of drinks yesterday. I mean,
That's Sling Blade.
just slapping Big C.
Does he know what it is?
Lord.
No.
Big C, who is that? Who was I poorly imitating?
I'm slapping myself. I don't
Really?
know.
That's
Forrest Gump.
Oh,
I told you I've never seen that movie.
We won the tournament again, so I went to the White House again.
Oh, yeah.
And since I was thirsty and not hungry, I had me about 13 Dr. Peppers.
I've seen that movie, so maybe
I haven't. I still
You
have
haven't
not
seen Forrest Gump?
I've told you this.
Get
before.
out of I thought we rectified that by now.
Still haven't seen it.
Get out of here. Hey, when it's time to spruce up your existing home or even build a brand new one, you can trust the experts at Farm Credit of Western Arkansas to help you choose the right financing options that are perfect for you and your family and your situation. Go to myaglender.com or drop by any of Farm Credit's 25 locations around the state and get started on building more family memories. That's myaglender.com.
All right, so when we return, there's a couple more things that Sam Pittman had to discuss yesterday, not just about the Southeastern Conference, but you've also got some updates on injuries that we got in with Tom Murphy a little bit, and then just kind of what the team. I know what we've had a few texts and calls this week about what you're doing in the bye week, but Sam Pittman also touched on what his team does and how Travis Williams talked this morning how this team is staying focused despite a top 5 win at home, first time since 1999.
You know, we ought to load up tonight, get up there to Harrison. We ought to load up and go over to Gaston's and eat dinner tonight. One of the great things at Gaston's is the view of the White River as you slice into one of their delicious steaks or maybe lay a lip over one of their hamburgers. They got a great cheeseburger there. And then every meal starts with that John Boat salad bar. So maybe tonight we go over to Gaston's and have a great meal, see Clint and their crew. It's always an outstanding time to get to Gaston's. And even if you're not staying, you can still call ahead at 870-431-5202 and make dinner reservations. And they got something on the menu for everyone at Gaston's. 870-431-5202. We will see you there. Gaston's, White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
Ty, you're going to like this. As I wrote it, I was thinking about you.
This is the Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is the Morning Rush.
Touchdown, Arkansas!
Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients better lives with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, now offering same-day crown service. Mention you heard this ad on ESPN Radio at your next appointment and receive a free bleaching kit or $100 off in-office accelerated whitening. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where we are rolling out Rath Auto Relief. Now through midnight on Halloween, get up to $1,500 Rath cash when you purchase any one of our Rath Road Ready vehicles. Use it to pay your sales tax, get extra for your trade, or just take it right off the price. Plus, follow us on Facebook for fun-free giveaways every week. Rath Auto Relief, one more reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
Deer hunting in the comfort of an enclosed 6x6 Lazy Man fiberglass box blind. It's affordable at Jelco Outdoors. Lazy Man Fat Girl Blinds, built here in Fort Smith with your choice of 6-foot or 10-foot tower blind platforms, starting at $22.99.99. Box blinds are great for taking the kids, with plenty of room and out of the weather. Check out the deer blinds at Jelco Outdoors. Hunt longer in the comfort of a Lazy Man box blind. Sold locally at Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown bar district.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up, home, drop off downtown bar district.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
With everyday low prices on top brands, locally owned Jaeger's Ace Hardware is committed to offering real service with real savings. Get these red-hot buys at any of our 4 locations. Huge mums in 10-inch pots, only $8.99. Get instant savings of up to $50 on select Ego, Craftsman, and Still outdoor power equipment. And check out our great deals on chainsaws and blowers for fall. Order online now and pick up in-store or curbside anytime. Find more everyday low prices online at JaegersHardware.com.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did. Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else.
My fleet is small, 14 trucks and cars. It's a struggle every day with parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything. Service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's.
Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we could do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials, tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote, get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbors since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSauto.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Good morning, Tommy. And I had a complete brain loss.
They're going to try to clear the field. Let Green run it at the 5. Touchdown, Arkansas. It was a low snap. Green picked it up and just kept on trucking.
You can now download our new app in the iTunes or Google Play Store. Listen anytime and anywhere on your favorite mobile device. Just search Hit That Line now.
So you were in Knoxville, Tennessee when Brandon Allen and company were down 14-0 and came back and beat Joshua Dobbs. Well, did you know that Brandon and Joshua are teammates on the San Francisco 49ers? And apparently they made a bet. There was another guy that was a Tennessee dude as well. Didn't recognize him, to be honest. But I was going to pull the audio. The audio is terrible. It's just got music, and you can't hear what the guys are saying. But I guess as part of the bet, former Tennessee quarterback Josh Dobbs had to wear some Arkansas stuff that Brandon got sent in the 49ers locker room and whatnot. I actually really enjoy these pro bets, not just with Arkansas, but anytime you have guys that played for different schools. Hey, let's bet on the game this weekend. You got to wear our stuff if you lose. Well, that happened in San Fran this past weekend.
I promise you that Arkansas gear made Josh Dobbs look better. So
orange,
rather than that orange stuff. So I'm glad to see BA didn't have to endure, that volunteer. I saw a lot of those fans on the concourse. You saw them too. They had those checkered overalls.
Yeah.
And I don't guess they're any more hideous than our red and white striped overalls, but boy, they're ugly. They are ugly. Ours are not that ugly, and ours make you look taller. I'm not sure. They just make you, those orange and white checkered, they just make you look ugly.
I like Florida's colors, the blue and orange. I like that combo,
Yeah.
but like you, it's just Texas being burnt or Tennessee's a little brighter. It's not a great look.
Hey, if you haven't downloaded the Oaklawn Sports app, do that. Oaklawn Sports is the number one sports betting app and available in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. As a new customer, you can earn up to $1,000 in bonus bets right now with Oaklawn. Once you make your initial deposit, you're automatically enrolled. You'll receive a second chance on your first bet each of the first 10 days, up to $100, giving you $1,000 in extra chance betting with Oaklawn Sports. Simple to deposit and withdraw every pay form you could imagine, all the way from cash to your debit and credit card to PayPal, Apple Pay, Venmo, and more, all available with Oaklawn. And right now it's the time to get all your futures bets. NBA season is in their preseason. It's underway. We got baseball in their postseason right now, and, of course, football in the throes of things, right in the thick of things right now. So bet with the brand you trust anywhere in Arkansas. Bet with Oaklawn Sports.
Tyler in El Dorado points out the other guy was former Tennessee wide receiver Juwan Jennings, who caught that touchdown against Georgia years ago, the game winner. So apologize, Tyler. I was not as familiar with the San Francisco roster as apparently you were. And we also got text on me that it was Dr. Watson. We went to break, we were talking about Sherlock Holmes
and Mr. Hyde.
Yes.
That was Mr. Watson.
Yes, we missed it. We missed on that.
It's been a while. So
it has been a while. Well, we did get text. Claude texted in during the break. The only thing he wants to talk about Arkansas basketball is the Slobber Hog. He, of course, is focused on this Arkansas football team. So they raised, I guess I'm going to read this to make sure I get it correctly. They hit the $500,000 goal to put the logo back on center court. Had been there since 2008. And do it anyway. Well, that's what I think both of us said.
Do it anyway. They'd already bought the template. But anyway,
to put it on there.
It makes it feel like we were part of
Think
something.
about it, and you referenced the Kansas game. So not only do you have an incredible opponent, Bill Self, who's one of the best coaches in college basketball, him and Cal are apparently friends or at least have a relationship. That's why this game got scheduled. But to unveil for fans to see it for the first time against such a marquee opponent, I know it's an exhibition game, but
that one's not going to be on TV, right? You got to have a ticket to see it.
I believe.
Yeah. I think that's what I've read.
I haven't seen that. I don't know if there's been I need to go back and see if there's an official release.
Generally, these coaches do not want those games out there.
Mm-hmm. So if you want to take that game, and it's a Friday night, the night of the Mississippi State game, so there's not a home game that weekend. It's just coming up in a few short weeks from now. But I mean, you want to have a sellout, but there's going to be you think there's going to be 17,000, 18,000 there, and it depends on how many Kansas fans come too.
Pretty sure it was sold out, right?
I don't know. That's when
I think all the tickets have been sold. There weren't many left when finally they got all the way down to my class of fan, and my donating level was allowed to buy tickets. There weren't a ton left at that point.
Well, maybe you will have 19,200 in the building for an exhibition game, which, again, people are excited about basketball season. But coming back to football, again, there's not games in Fayetteville this weekend for your football team. You do have a soccer game tonight. They're trying to bounce back. They actually play Tennessee. You like to beat Tennessee twice in Fayetteville. once in soccer, once in football. Coach Pittman, like bye weeks, hey, what does that look like for the football team? Here's what he said yesterday.
Well, we're trying to get healthy first. I think that's what bye weeks are for. Obviously, if you're looking for some positional changes, getting guys who haven't played for a lot of the season back. But we cleaned up our Tennessee game on Monday like we normally would. But we just went to watch film after that on LSU, an hour of film. Yesterday, we watched an hour of film, had an hour walkthrough. Today, we'll have an hour of film. We'll have a practice of about an hour and a half in spiders. Tomorrow we'll have the same. The practice will be about an hour and a half in full pads. Then the kids will get off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we'll come back to start the week on LSU on Monday.
One of the questions I asked him, we heard Travis Williams talk about it earlier in the show. He also said it from Chuck and Bo's show this morning. Pittman's touched on it a little bit. How do you keep your team focused off of such a crucial win like that? You have the bye week, which helps. But like, how do you get them to not read Twitter?
It's behind you at this point. I mean, in Twitter, it's not leading everything on Twitter. I mean, I don't spend every waking minute on Twitter like some do, but and I know they're of a generation that I am not of any longer. Even you're getting to that point. But, you know, some way you get back to work. I mean, life goes on. It was a nice win, but you know, I think the week off helps a bunch to just get your team healed up, but more and get your bearings straight about you. I mean, let's act like this isn't the last time we're going to win a big game in Fayetteville.
And now you don't want this to be the high point of your season. And I wonder, we've talked about Arkansas gaining some confidence with the offense, even though, I mean, 19 points is not great by any stretch. That's not going to be many games you win by 19 points. But I think
But it was enough.
Yeah, I think for Taylon Green, when you look at some of the throws he made,
I'm sorry, but the 14's still incredible to me. I mean, you talk about the 19, only scoring 19, only giving up 14 is pretty damn incredible.
To the number one offense in all of college football, and T-Will was touching on it this morning. Here's why he thinks the defense is performing so well.
I'd be lying to you to say if I knew. I didn't know, but we knew we had coaches that want to get better. We want to get better as a defense, and it's a standard, you know. So we know if we can get them to the ball and believe in everything that we're saying, we got a chance. And then it's up to us to kind of get the talent and the pieces in the right places. Then you start going to practice, and you be like, hey, you know what, man, we got something here. You know, if we can stay healthy and we can do, you know, some things schematically to help us, you know, we definitely have a chance. And it's year two in the scheme as well, so we should be a little better.
It is year two. Now, he hit on something there at the tail end, and I'm not trying to find trouble where it's not there, but Arkansas really hasn't gotten bit by the injury bug yet through 6 games. And I wonder as we progress through the latter half of the season what that looks like. If it and how things might change if that, because it's affected you.
You say that, but I mean, you got a questionable quarterback. Luke Haas has not been right.
Mm-hmm.
Hudson Clark, who's been a mainstay in your secondary, has not been right. Your kicker, I mean, you say that hadn't been bit by the injury bug, but
Kudos.
I mean, he hadn't played a game. I mean, the list of players on Wednesday is longer than you'd like. I mentioned Hudson Clark.
Braxton sounds like he's going to come back, according to Tom, who had a conversation with him after the game.
I mean, you hadn't had a season ender. I mean, no one wants that.
And that's more it's been more nicks and bruises than necessarily when you've lost guys for the year.
Well, like Kutas, you hadn't had him at all this year. Mm-hmm. And Luke Haas has not been the role player we thought he would be in this offense to this point. And clearly when there's been enough evidence just watching him, he's grabbing his side, grabbing his back. There's something that hadn't been right there, and coaches spoke to that. So, Rashad Dubinion's another one that we got him back a little bit last week. So I'd respectfully disagree. With all due respect, I take exception to that.
You could say anything,
and I do mean all due respect.
You can always say anything after you say that phrase. With all due respect, you
got to say it twice. With all due respect, I do mean all due respect.
Yeah, he did touch on Kutas and Braxton. I'm talking about Pittman yesterday.
Kutas practiced yesterday. We'll practice again today. Braxton will be ready by Thursday. So hopefully we can get some of those guys back.
Hopefully that is the case. Again, this extra week gets them ready for the upcoming battle against LSU. And I wonder, when you look at this game next week, and we know it's at 6:00, we know it's on ESPN and stuff. You had mentioned this during a commercial. Like let's say everything goes right. Let's say Texas loses this weekend. Does College Gaming actually consider coming here against LSU and
Texas
LSU
and Georgia's still too
even
big a deal.
even if Texas wins this weekend?
Yep.
Or they
If
go
beat
to
A&M, I think they would have good chance they'd have been in your place for last weekend.
or they go to Knoxville if for the Alabama Tennessee game. Do you think before you?
Yeah.
Fair.
I just don't think that's going to happen. So, just my opinion.
Mhm.
But
no, I think you're probably. I
if you
don't
beat Oklahoma State and you had a 1-loss record and the only loss was A&M, but then we're talking on both sides. We said, well, if you beat A&M, they'd have been here for the Tennessee game. I don't know. Is there a game left on your schedule that could come here?
The Texas game, if
game would be if
you win all of them.
You got to win from here on out. Hey, we're brought to you by the Heddon Super Spook Jr. Whether you're fishing a jetty on the Arkansas River or maybe some laydowns on Beaver, Washita, or Table Rock, the Heddon Super Spook Jr. is the topwater bass or the topwater bait to call up those bass this fall. The Super Spook Jr. is the smaller version of the world's most famous topwater lure. The Spook is the original walk-the-dog lure that's been tricking big bass for more than 100 years. Find the Heddon Super Spook Jr. at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores everywhere. It's the Heddon Super Spook Jr.
Before the season, we jotted down, Christian, the piece of papers over there by you to the left of you. We jotted down our records before the year. I had 6-6. You guys both had 7-5. 4-2 through 6 games. You got a chance. You can either press and keep it what it is at 7-5, or you can change. I would change.
To me, 7's the minimum now. I mean,
it's the minimum.
Yeah.
Okay. Why is it? Why do you think it's the minimum? Just
because I think you're a much better team at this point than Mississippi State and Louisiana Tech. So that gets you to 6. And I think you ought to win at least one of those 4 conference games that remain. You got 3 of them at home. I don't expect you to beat Texas. I think they're a very good football team. But if you told me that Arkansas will beat LSU and Ole Miss, I don't think you're crazy. So you got to win at least one of those 2, and I think you need to win both of those. And I think 7's kind of the floor right now with a recalibrated set of expectations.
Okay, so on that note, would you then shift your record to 8-4? If I gave you, I said, Tommy, I'm going to pay you for your betting ticket, and you can change it or you can keep it the same. What would you do?
I'll keep it the same.
Okay.
I'll keep it the same.
I would go up 1 now because I'm like you. I think they're going to beat Louisiana State University, and then I think they're going to follow up a win with Mississippi State. And we'll see what happens against Ole Miss, but that would give you 3 straight
I
wins.
just don't see them beating LSU and Ole Miss back to back, but they might.
You could split it though, and then win the other 2. You're bowl eligible. And I think you'll still win. So what? Obviously, you'd trade a lot of things and you make a lot of promises to God if you could beat Texas, but I wouldn't bank on that this year.
Yeah.
But I think Missouri's a winnable game too. But this program has just simply not played well. But what you don't want to do is go to Missouri needing that win to get to bowl eligibility. And I think they can avoid that as well. Hey, we talked about being hungry earlier. It is almost lunchtime. Joe's Grill and Cantina open right now. They opened 7 minutes ago. They've made crispy chips and fresh salsa today. Get you some of that queso with the taco meat they put in it, or they can doll it up with some guacamole and some beans and some other things. It's a really good way to start. It's Throwback Thursday. They'll have one of the Cuco's platters on special. Fajita Friday tomorrow. And then Ties Day on Saturday. Endless enchiladas. All the enchiladas you can stomach for $15. And it's a great place to watch games. They always got beers on special. I think Saturdays is when they do the dollar bush lights as well. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street. They're across from Harps in Fort Smith.
All right, coming up tomorrow, it's Football Friday. Clay Henry is going to join us. We're going to be live in Harrison. Cannot wait. We'll get a chance to chat with our ESPN 104.3 listeners as well as the rest of our listeners here on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. We'll give you some updates on what's going on in the MLB. You got San Francisco. We mentioned Brandon Allen. San Francisco at Seattle tonight is your Thursday night football game. We'll see if 49ers can get it going after not really having McCaffrey, not having a great start to their season. I know Brock Purdy's been disappointing for a lot of people. For Christian Johnson and Tommy Kraft, I'm Ty Richardson. Matt Jones, Phil Elson, coming up next on Halftime. Stay tuned for that.
Bet Saracen.